Okay, Iron Man 2. The Iron Man 2 movie. I saw it. Awesome movie! Oh, I loved it. I think if you're going to go to a comic book movie and you're going to expect it to be like the comic book, this is one of the free Iron Man comic books that my local comic book store was giving out. If you are expecting a movie to be like the comic book, let me tell you something. Chances are, 9 out of 10 times, maybe, you're going to get disappointed. Because rarely the movie's that good. I mean, they're trying to they're trying to cater to audiences that never read the comic book before and never seen the Iron Man cartoon that was in the 1990s. They're trying to bring it down to a basis of reality where people can believe that this could happen, and that is what they're trying. And they're trying to bring it down to the limits of what they are available to do with technology these days. That is why you get changes in comic book movies. That being said, I thought it was a very good movie. I liked Iron Man 2. There were some disappointments I had. Yes, I was disappointed with some areas, and but overall, I liked it. It was great. Tony Stark was awesome. I love when he's in the courtroom. And we want you to give up the Iron Man technology to the American people, to the government. And he says no. And Tony Stark says, "No, you want my technology? No, you can't have it. I am Iron Man are one. You want my technology? You can't have it. But I've done you a favor. I have privatized One Piece." It's just so funny that he says that. It shows that he is still the same guy he was in the first movie. Yeah, he's more responsible as a superhero, but he's also still the same old laid-back guy that really doesn't take life seriously. That is who he is. That is very much still who he is. Yeah, sorry, I repeated myself. And I remember Anthony James from Botipex, he was wondering why, when you see Tony Stark jumping off the airplane in the Iron Man suit, why they're not using in the trailer. In the trailer, they show Pepper Potts kissing the Iron Man helmet. And Tony Stark says to Pepper Potts, "Well, if you give me a kiss, good luck. I may not come back from this." And Pepper Potts gives a kiss to the helmet, throws the helmet out the airplane and says, "Go get him, boss." And Tony Stark says, "You complete me," and falls out of the airplane. And then when he lands with the helmet on. And in the movie, you just had Tony Stark with the helmet on instead and jumping out of the airplane. And you wonder, why did they change it? Personally, I don't really like it when they show you a scene in the trailer and they show you something entirely different in the movie. Because it kind of feels like that's kind of like false advertising. But I guess, looking from a writer's point of view or from a director's point of view, it doesn't totally make sense when you see Tony Stark jumping out without the helmet, when you see Pepper Potts throwing the helmet out, and then you see Tony Stark jumping without the helmet on, and he lands with the helmet on. How are you supposed to explain that? Maybe he catches the helmet in midair and puts it on? Is that how you explain it? Because that doesn't make sense. So it makes more sense for him to jump out with the helmet on. That is why. So that's some common sense there. You gotta think common sense wise why he jumps out with the helmet on instead than you seeing Pepper Potts throwing the helmet out and then Tony Stark jumping after it. That is why. What else we got? Well, we had Whiplash. Mickey Rourke as Whiplash. What a great villain! Mickey Rourke, you did an excellent job! Wow! Oh my God! Yeah, I took a look at. I saw a way of how Whiplash looks in the comic book. He's supposed to have a mask on, and I've been noticing that a lot of times. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes on some characters they don't have the mask on. You notice Wolverine never wore his comic book iconic costume with a mask on. So obviously the same thing with Whiplash. He doesn't do the same thing. And I think it looked great the way he looked. And my understanding also from a lot of the comic book, from a lot of people that read the comic book, because I never read the Iron Man comic book. My only knowledge of Iron Man was the 1990s cartoon and whatever spots of Iron Man you may see in the Fantastic Four Nicktoons cartoon, or when Iron Man makes a special appearance in the Spider-Man cartoon from the Fox series. Those are my really only much knowledge of Iron Man as a character. And so, and I really didn't know what Whiplash was. I thought, from my knowledge of the 1990s cartoon, Whiplash is a revamp of Blacklash, one of the Mandarins. Mandarin is kind of like Iron Man's Lex Luthor. He's the main supervillain in Iron Man's life. And I thought Blacklash, one of the Mandarin's henchmen, was kind of like a revamp of Whiplash. That's what I thought, because I never knew who Whiplash was. And I didn't realize that Whiplash was another character that was also in the comic book. Because Blacklash is another character that has a laser whip. I never realized that there were two different characters. But my understanding was that Crimson Dynamo is a Russian version of Iron Man. He's a Russian guy in a red Iron Man suit, a red Iron Man suit. That they sort of made Whiplash to be kind of like, to have Crimson Dynamo's origin. And really, I'm thinking, okay, I guess they totally changed the origin in order to have a known comic book person, I guess. I mean, I don't know, does he become, in the comic book, did Crimson Dynamo become Whiplash later on? Or is that how they're trying to tie it all together? I don't know. I thought he was still a pretty good villain that he played, and when he comes out on the racetrack and you see, and he's slapping all the cars, and then Tony Stark is coming out, and Pepper Potts throws the Iron Man suit that is a compact version of the Iron Man suit, and Tony Stark puts it on. I thought, my immediate thought was the 1990s cartoon. In the 1990s cartoon, when Tony Stark puts on the suit, he pulls out this briefcase and it folds out into the Iron Man suit, and he puts it on and that's how he puts on the suit almost every time. I mean, sometimes he may have the suit behind a wall, and he may put it on that way. But usually, it's the suit of armor is folded out from a briefcase, from a iron titanium briefcase. That's what it is, and that's the image that I got when I saw him put that red suit on. So that was very cool that they used that image as best as they could.